Hey everyone, welcome to my first YouTube tutorial. Tonight, because it's a little late, I'm only going to be doing one eye, so I'm not going to be doing the full face, but I am going to be going over a natural eye look, and I am going to be doing my eyebrow just for one of the girls that requested it. Her name's Gina. She wanted to know a little bit more about doing eyebrows, so I'm going to concentrate a little bit on that today too, but mostly just the one eye and the natural look and the eyebrow for you guys tonight. Okay. So what I'm going to start with is I always start with the foundation or base. I like to start with a white base. So I have, here it is. I use NYX. So I don't know if you can see it, but there you go. There's the top. I have a P on it for a plain because I have a sparkle one too. But I usually use the plain one. And I'm going to take my brush, this brush right here, and I'm going to go ahead and just apply it to the top of my eyelid. Depending on how bright you want your colors to be, you can put on more or less. It's up to you. Because this is a natural look, I wouldn't suggest putting too much on. Because, you know, with the natural looks, you don't want to pop the color too much. You're going to want to take it all the way down to where your eyebrow, like from the corner of your eye up to your eyebrow right there. You want to take your makeup all the way over. You don't want to cut it short because it's going to make your eye look short. It's going to make your whole face look funny. Okay. Don't want to spend too much time on the base, so I'm going to put that aside. I like to start with my natural colors first. Just because it's easier for me. You don't have to do it this way, but this is how I do it. So I'm going to start with the bottom part of my eyelid right here with a contour brush. Hope you guys can all see that. And I'm going to be using Milani eyeshadows. I actually got these from a fashion show. I'm going to be using this color right here. And I usually do one of these just to tap off the excess shadow so I don't get anything to drop down on the bottom part of my eye. I'm just going to go ahead and apply that to the top of my eyelid. And I'm taking it all the way up to where that crease is, right where the bone is at, because that's where we're going to start with the darker color. I also am going to apply the color to the top of my brow, like right underneath my brow. That's going to be my highlighter color as well. You don't want to put too much on in the beginning because I usually do end up going over it just to make sure it's blended right at the end. You guys get to see all my bags on the other side. I see why they're laughing at me, Daniel. Okay, so the next color I'm going to use is from Bare Minerals. I don't know if you guys can see that. Sorry, getting used to my new webcam. This one's a loose powder, so you gotta be really careful with the loose powders because they can last really long if you use them right. What I'm gonna use is my MAC blending brush number 224. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, no, it's kind of hard to see, but it's number 224. And I'm just gonna take a little. Again, I'm gonna tap it with my finger just to get any like super excess off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here in the crease where we stopped using the lighter color at and go in a circular inside motion and then go back out again. It's not going to look like there's a lot on there, but remember that this is a natural look, so you don't want to be too dramatic about the color.
You'll find a section called Apps in the left sidebar of Spotify. Click to open, then help yourself.
And it is just to start you off because we are going to put a little bit of a darker color in there. You can see just a little bit of color. You want to make sure you get color on the top of that lid too. You don't want to have a break. And I'm going to leave that one open because I'm going to go back to that one occasionally. The next color that I'm going to use and mix is this one. This is from MAC. This is Jewel Blue. And then the real deep color that we're going to use is this one. And this is Deep True from MAC. So this is the next one that we're going to use. And I'm going to mix it with the one from Bare Minerals, only because I'm not trying to go for a super flat look. But again, remember to flick it off with the tip of one of your fingers or just give it a little shake to make sure you don't have too much excess shadow on there. And I know a lot of you might not have as much space as I do above my eye. That's, you know, normal. Not that I'm like special or anything, but you know, everybody has different eye shapes, and you really just got to get to know your own personal eye shape, and figure out what works for you and what you like your eyes to look like. You can see I'm trying to keep that invisible line right here between my the corner of my lid and my eyebrow. I kind of use that line, invisible line, as my guide for my makeup. Daniel was pointing out to me the other day how I don't use like those little stick-on things you put on your face. I was going to start using them, but Daniel pointed out to me I've been doing fine with them up until now, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Now the next color I'm gonna use is this Deep Truth. Very, 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 very little, and right in the crease. I'm going to take it down to the eyelid, kind of just to round it out. Give it a little bit more depth. And you can kind of see, like, when I'm pushing in my my brush, you can kind of see, like, where, you know, my eye is at, where my eyeball starts at. That's kind of where you want to put it for this kind of look. And again, you can put as little or as much as you want, but for a daytime look, you don't want to be too dramatic. This is like something you would wear to work or, you know, just to a casual outing. You don't want to be too dramatic during the day because the sun is going to pick up a lot of these colors. Right now, it doesn't look like it's popping too much, but with the colors that we're using, it's really going to come out in the sun. Okay, so that completes that. And you can always just do some circular motions just to blend it up. You don't want it to be just a straight line across. That doesn't look natural at all. So then once I like take up the color, then I would just get my highlighter color again and go over it with that. Usually I mix the highlighter color with a little bit of the lighter color, which would be the blue, and what I just did, and I'll just go across like this top portion right here, kind of like the area that would be in between like the highlighter color and the actual color that you use. Like if you could just see like a break, and just kind of like fill it in. You want to mix the color and move it around so that it looks blended. You don't want it to be just like a straight line or anything. Okay. Now I'm not going to be putting on lashes or anything. My eyelashes are really long, so I don't wear a lot of lashes. I will be doing eyelash application tutorials. That'll be a little bit later on in the year, maybe in about a month or two. But I can go over eyeliner because with this look, I would use eyeliner. 1 second. Here we go. And what I'm using is Perfect Blend from CoverGirl. It's just a pencil eyeliner with the blender at the other side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do just a real thin line, nothing dramatic, nothing thick, thin to thick or anything like that, just a straight thin line. I don't want to be doing too much with the eyeliner, so we're not going to like pull it out or anything like a cattail or nothing, just real simple. So what I'm doing is I'm pretty much just trying to stay on my lash line, not really going like above it or anything like that, just trying to fill in a little bit where my eyelashes are not too full. And it's very light. I mean, you can't really tell, but it does make your makeup just look a little bit crisper. And then once we do the eyebrow, you'll see that it'll make the whole look really crisp. So what we're going to do next is go to the eyebrow. I'm really into maintaining my eyebrows, so I like to brush them first before I put my makeup on. And then after I fill them in, then I also like to give them just like a quick comb through, just to make sure that any of the powder or pencil that I use is on there evenly. Like, you don't want it to look super dark right here and then not dark enough over here, or too dark at the end and not enough in the middle. Like, you want it to be even, so I like to brush it out. I'm a big fan of using powders for eyeshadow. Only because I don't really like how the pencils come out like looking super dark or like drawn on sometimes. It depends on the look, really. So with the day look that I'm going for, I'm going to use a really light, it's a blonde eye color. It's an eyebrow color. I'm trying to see where it's from. The name's worn off. But this is the color. It's really light. And I'm using this one. I used to use the red one, like a red one from MAC. But because I did my bangs lighter recently, I decided to go lighter on my brow color as well because it was looking a little funny. So what I like to do is use a really small brush. It's a really small angled brush, and I like it because it helps me form a lot of different kinds of eyebrow shapes. Mine are a little bit round square, so I like to start with the edges first and then fill my way in, and not really going outside of where my eyebrows are at. I'm sorry, my lashes. Where my eyebrows are at, just staying inside the line, just filling it in just a little bit to give it just a little bit more depth and to make my makeup just look finished and more like a finished look. You'll be surprised how much of a difference just filling in a little bit of your eyebrows, excuse my loud phone, a little bit of your eyebrows will make your look like really crisp and finished. You can also feel free to use like the clear gels, like if you have eyebrows that are like really hard to maintain. I know it took me like years to get the right shape and figure out like what was the right shape for my eyebrows. If you have eyebrows that are like really unruly and won't stay in place and are always moving, I use a stick, like a wax stick from Zebaz. It's a really popular place you can go get your eyebrows done at. But it's like a thick wax stick. I like to use this after I'm done, and it says brow set on it. It's a little upside down, but it does say brow set on it. And what you would do is just run it over real lightly. You don't have to press down or anything to where it moves the color. And then go through with my brush one more time and just shape it the way that I want it. Make sure all the hairs are where I want them. And that's it. So I know you can't really see it. I'll take a picture, an after picture. You can see my other eye right there, like how you can see it's all dark in here too. Also with the darker colors, you can use a loose transparent powder. And usually I'll use this brush right here, and I'll just dab it real lightly along the bottom of my eye. Usually when I'm doing like smoky eye or something, or using really dark colors, I'll do that. So that way when the color falls, it falls on the loose powder and you can just swipe it off real quick, and it's not, you don't have to go back and put makeup remover and take all that stuff off your eye, because it kind of ruins your whole look, especially because I start with foundation first. So once the foundation's already set, you know, if something falls right there, it's just going to hold on to it. So if you do your foundation and your cover up first and then your eyeshadow, then it'll be like really hard to get it off. So I like putting that loose powder right there, and it helps me get it off really quick. So if you guys have any questions, I hope this was helpful. Feel free to leave comments. If you guys want to see me do any other looks, leave comments or inbox me. And just let me know what you guys want to learn, and I'll post it up. Hope you guys enjoyed. Follow my fan page. It's facebook.com/TC the MUAH, and that's TEECETHEMUAH. All right, everyone, have a nice night and have a good week for the rest of the week. All right, bye.